Hello, everybody. This is Firefalls, and today we're going to be doing something new. We were tired of the unks who run this whole show at VBL and all their bad
Isn't that
opinions. And we're here to tell you that there's a new guard coming to town. There's a cabal of toddlers who are ready to topple. So I'm joined today by some fellow youngs. Why don't you guys go introduce yourselves?
Yunks?
We need to. Dunks! What?
Youngs.
What's the order, Firefalls?
Well, Jace, why don't you go ahead first?
Oh. Okay. You may have seen me. Hello, BBL. It is I, Kyle, aka Jace, aka Jason. You may have seen me on past olds reviews, and I'm happy to report that I am indeed aging in reverse. The olds like to drink on their videos. We're eating, folks. Yes, this is a piece of bread. That's correct. And I'm drinking non-alcoholic LaCroix, aka sparkling water.
Very nice. I'm drinking a very nutritious spinach, mango, strawberry, berry smoothie. Because I need a lot of vitamins if I'm gonna grow up and be big and strong. All right, moving on. How about you introduce yourself, BBRAFF?
Hi, I'm BBRAFF. Most of you probably know me because I've been here since the start, and you know me as the signature Yunk, being the baby of the league.
What?
Throughout the whole shebang. And I am drinking a blackberry
Wait,
Dr. Pepper zero
Is he
sugar.
here or did you? Never mind.
And then, lastly,
Lastly with us is Weasley.
Hello. I've been making sure to drink as much water, but more water than usual lately, so I don't have my camera on because I don't want to show people something, but just trust me, okay?
Hey, I don't have my camera on either because I just don't have a camera on this computer. And it's not worth it trying to set up something right now.
Weasley is secretly world champion VGC Giovanni Chisque in disguise.
Naturally.
Oh my god.
That's why he doesn't want to show us.
VBL is actually a testing ground for Indianapolis in a week.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to be starting with the Charizard division. Division's named after, mega weather setters and Drampa included. And we're going to get it right into it with Tay's team. You know what? Let me pull up what's it called? The tier list. I don't have the tier list pulled up, but the tier list was made by, I think, Queer Crocodile. So thank you to Queer Crocodile. Cool. And we have the tier list.
Okay. Listen up. If you're young, both in spirit or in age, you may not have been around VBL for a long time. So you may not know the lore with Tay. Okay? This is the Wolf Blick of VGC Draft League.
Yes.
Hey,
This is the most monstrous draft league player I've ever seen in my life. Tay has like 1,000 championship titles. And it's graced us with his presence in the Return Champions. I squirted myself a little bit with from the okay, how do I make this make sense? I pooped myself when I saw them returning. So
thematically
the
appropriate.
team rating very clearly is not going to be related to the actual performance of the team.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true
Yeah.
for all of these teams, right?
Three-time VBL-S champion and one-time VBL-N champion, which we only had 3 seasons of that. So.
The N is for no one has ever won except for Tay.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Not true.
My
That can't be
first
true.
No, it's not, but spiritually.
My first season here was Tay's last season that they played in, and I got absolutely wiped, and then they left. So I'm excited to see them come back and wipe everyone again.
Scared him off.
But let's take a look at this team. So we got but 2 megas. A lot of these teams are gonna have at least 2, maybe 3 megas. We have Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Aggron.
Oh.
In a vacuum, these are both very solid megas. As long as you have like good support around like Aggron, and Mega Kangaskhan kind of does its own thing with just rolling things over with Fake Out and double edging everything up. We got a pretty fast Tailwind setter with Neuverm, which I think is going to be really good. 123 speed, that outspeeds a lot of the speed tiers that we have right now. We have like a bunch of 110s and 120s and 100s, and there are a couple that are faster than that, but that's going to be one of our premier Tailwind setters for a very cheap price, I think, for 9.
The only faster options are Whimsicott, Talonflame, and Megas.
Yeah, right. That's it, right? There's no other faster Tailwind setters.
Aerodactyl?
Yeah, Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I'm
So
always wrong.
the Aerodactyl and Mega Aerodactyl, of course. But I mean, it's still one of the fastest, right? And it can do real damage with Rico Meteor. And then on the opposite side, we also have Aromatisse, which is like one of the slowest Trick Room setters. And it also has After You, I'm pretty sure. So once you set up Trick Room, literally anything on this team can work next to it if it wants to go for an After You and then underspeed everything. So this is
Plus,
like
does it mean to taunt?
this is a very like I'd say just strong tail room like kind of like setup just from the start with these 2 picks, picks 2 and 3.
He got everything, man. It's balance, right?
Yeah.
There's
It's the
also
classic
like some
thing
really
draft.
bulky
It's
stuff
deep,
here.
it's wide.
Like Umbreon, Mega Aggron is just going to be really difficult to break.
Yeah, I mean,
Does the
with-
Aromatisse get Heal Pulse?
I bet you it
does.
does.
No, I believe
It gets,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it does because it has a 50%
We have the
highlight
technology.
heal.
We do have the technology. And, with all these screens
Oh,
that you can use to also support Mega Aggron, especially, light screen, this thing's going to be a monster. I mean, like, what about, like, Aromatic Mist? Is that, like, a thing? That's still a thing
No.
in Champions, right?
I mean, it exists, but it's not a move you should click.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
Fair enough.
You can just click light screen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, are your I'd say the main weakness I see with this team is that your 2 megas share a weakness, which is something I think you kind of want to avoid with your megas if you're gonna bring them as like 2 separate modes. I mean, Mega King can work without megaing, and it can also work in Trick Room. But there is a pretty significant fighting weakness outside of this on this team with Umbreon and Mamoswine. It doesn't really count.
I want to say fighting
it isn't a
not
fighting
a
weakness
real.
if you cut out the Ditto.
Yeah.
I want to say fighting is not a real weakness.
I think the rock
for
weakness is
Aggron,
more
sure.
problematic, almost, because it's a weakness that's due to a just lack of resists.
And if you don't bring the Aggron, then you're kind of facing down a lot of rock slides. But the team is
Yeah.
so bulky that it's
Yeah.
not as worried about that, and you have
Yeah, these
Mammo and Infernape and Body Press and Basculegion to take on any like stab
Mhm.
rock types.
These are crazy
Plus they have to hit.
defensive numbers. Like getting a 96 average HP stat is just crazy to begin with. Like 105, 110, 120, 95, 109, 101. I mean, this is a bulky team, right?
The
Don't
lowest
bring
base
Final
HP is on Mega Aggron.
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
very
insane.
bulky.
That's crazy.
But
I think it's important to keep in mind that the teams we're going to see in the future are not going to have this depth. This team has 11 bringable Mons, and Tay's whole intention with drafting was going for value. So when we place it on the tier list, which we should do soon, we should consider that, future teams are going to have to compare to this and maybe only have, 8 or 9 usable Mons.
yeah, I agree. I mean, everything is very usable here.
Any mon is usable if you try hard enough, like especially in the
This is true.
Champions format where everything is fully evolved. Like I remember a lot of the 1-pointers were bringable too, even. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with like not having real mons.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's going to be some matchups where Belly Bolt is like the best mon in the
I
world.
know. Belly
And
Bolt.
people are like,
is
how on earth do I break this thing? Its Electromorphosis attacks are stronger than everything else. It just clicks slack off every other turn.
Especially with we
It's
didn't
broken.
even check this real quick, and then we got to get to tiering. But you have Snarl next to Mega Aggron with Umbreon, so you have tools to lower the opponent's special attack, which is mainly what you want to hit Aggron with, and just kind of make it invincible. Especially with the heal pulse from Aromatisse, I'm big on this team. I would say that from the get-go, this could be an S tier. That's kind of just how I'm feeling. What about you guys?
S or A, depends
agree.
on what we see later.
It's not the best in the league, but it's S tier.
Yeah.
I'm
Very cool.
putting it. I wasn't paying super close attention to the draft, so I don't really know like what the rest of the teams will look like. So I'm just gonna put A for now, with the possibility of moving.
Yeah. These can
Probably.
these can move, of course. Okay. Second up, we have another VBL-S champion in Red Jolteon, who I believe didn't play last season either. So they're returning. Welcome back. Glad to have you. This team has Mega Blastoise, as well as Mega Chimecho and Mega Gallade. We have another very fast Tailwind Sider, one of the fastest in the format, with Aerodactyl, which, if you've been following along with Pokemon Champions' meta, has just been a menace. It's kind of spammable on any team. How well that's going to transition over to draft, I'm not sure, but it's a very strong Pokemon. For your Trick Room Setter, that's most likely going to be your Mega Chimecho when you bring it. If not, it's going to be Mimikyu, right? Disguises.
Yeah, both of them are good.
And then your Trick Room mode seems really strong, to be honest. You have Drampa, which is such a threat. I mean, 135 base special attack is crazy. And then, of course, if you're not bringing Cloud9 to disrupt weather, you can get even further boost with Berserk. Hippowdon just kind of sits on the field and stays alive forever.
Sapsipper has a use case for like denying sleep powders.
Yeah, it does.
Go Emperors. Big damage in Trick Room as well. Yeah.
And also,
I think this is like a very tail roomy team.
Because you have Mega Blastoise, so Sapsipper Drampa really does have a use case if you're going up against a team that has like a very oppressive Grassmon and you just kind of want to cover it with a switch in.
One thing to note is that you're hardly ever bringing Chimecho and Gallade to the same matchup.
Yeah, I agree with that.
True.
And we do kind of have that like ghost
Without
weakness because
Gallade,
of that.
your speed tiers are kind of yikes.
Well, I mean, you might bring them on the same team, but there's not the same game, and have like dual.
You got
modes in a
Aerodactyl.
week.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You got the Stealth Smash guy.
Aerodactyl's pulling a lot of weight on the fast end of this team, right? And if like Tailwind's like matched if you're going for a fast mode, or you can't get it up, then the rest of the team's kind of going to struggle to go fast if you're not bringing a max speed Mega Gallade. And there are also use cases for just bringing base form Gallade with sharpness and using that in Trick Room as well. I feel like
This
the
is
Trick Room
very-
component's stronger than the
This is
Tailwind
way more heavily TR than it seems.
But he has some really good
But you can still
scarfers on
use
this too.
like all these pieces in Tailwind.
You can use the
Yeah.
Tailwind mode, yeah.
I think my main complaint with this team is Mega Blastoise doesn't have a Fake Out Mon or Redirector to sit next to it to allow it to do this Shell Smash thing, so it kind of has to be Fake Out to enable the Trick Room or Tailwind, or just click Water Spout turn 1. But Shell Smash is such a strong set on it that I kind of wish they had a better option.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the Firewater
Important
Grass
thing-
Core here is relying on Mimikyu to take out Dragon types. And there's not a lot. Well, I guess Triple X Mega Gallade, but I think Dragon types do check the Blastoise pretty well, and you rely on Play Rough from Mimikyu to really check them.
Oh, I'd like to note an important thing about Shell Smashing with Stoice.
yeah, go for it.
It can enable a like raw Shell Smash due to the fake out pressure created by itself.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's more of
You
a
just have to guess if it's fake out or Shell Smash, and if you get it wrong, you lose.
right. I
It's
mean,
probably both.
especially if you bring
To be
both
honest.
and you like start a game 1 with a fake out, then in a game 2 when you know your opponent might protect to avoid that, especially if you don't have like a Trick Room on the field, then you kind of just go crazy, Shell Smash, and then potentially sweep.
I think this team is A tier. I think it's
agree.
good.
I think it's good. I think we're going to see better teams, and I think we're going to see worse teams. So I think A's very fair to start off with.
I also want to say, I think
Okay.
like
Broke Luminous.
Mimikyu, Arcanine, Sharpedo, and like the base 90s, although it's not super fast, they work fine as a fast mode without Gallade or Aerodactyl for specific matchups, because not that many teams will have a lot of fast Pokemon.
Sharpedo has
Um,
speed boost. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Also,
Yeah,
your-
that is
your
that is
Ghost
important.
Resist.
If it can survive, I mean, this thing has to almost always be Focus Sash, but there's nothing else on this team other than Aerodactyl that really competes for Focus Sash. Maybe Arcanine Hisui, but you know, a lot of time I feel like we're going to see that Scarfed. That and Serena are pretty good Scarfers. Yeah. All right, next up we have Keith with Ursaring that Bell with a single Mega on this team with Mega Medicham. I don't feel like this is a team that needs
With
to
this-
bring
Uh,
Medicham every single week.
I think this team has more value than Tae's, which might be controversial, but
Yeah.
we have a
everyone-
pincer believer in chat.
Yeah, go ahead and lead us on. Tell us what you think about this team.
Well, it's kind of doing the thing where because you have priority Tailwind, you don't have to care as much about the rest of your speeds. And so you can go in with like you've got multiple fake outs to enable the Tailwind, you've got some really hard hitters here. And every mon is very bringable. You could make the argument that Pinsir might not be as common, but I feel like it's got more of a use. Every mon, like even if you exclude the Pinsir, all of these are mons that you would expect to see, like maybe even in the first half of someone's draft a lot of the time. That being said, actually you have pretty few weaknesses, so that's nice.
Yeah, I'd say the weakness that kind of worries me the most is water, because obviously you have Primarina and Appleton to resist that, so Slowking, right? But your Garganacl, your Golurk, those are two of your like main Trick Room threats that are weak to it, and then on the Tailwind side, you also have Talonflame and Rotom. I feel like if you just have a water spread attack or just position it well, then you can catch something on like a swap in, yeah.
Heatum feels more like it's the type chart fixer than something that you're caring about like having that much.
I think it's a secondary speed control if you do Scarf Electro Web if it's not a good matchup for Talonflame. But
Fair.
it's kind of like what matchup is good for Rotom and not for Talonflame.
Yeah,
It
where you need
like takes
electric.
out the water types, but then it's weak to water. So yeah, maybe Rotom isn't the
Rotom's
best
good
fit
in
here.
flyers that threaten Medicham.
I gotta say,
You don't really have any other stab offense for that.
that's true.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think King Gambit is terrifying in this format. And you have it on a team where I feel like it's able to set up with a Swords Dance if it wants to. It can obviously just go immediately for damage. But even I feel like Keith is like, I mean, okay, obviously we're not doing this based on players, but Keith is definitely the kind of player that would skill swap pure power onto King Gambit and then just run away like a game with it. I would not be surprised if we see that throughout the season.
That's
I wanna
more
see
a
it on
testament
Tinkaton.
to Keith-
Yeah,
That's
I
more
was about
a
to say
testament to Keith's creativity and like his talent as a player.
I think Medi is supported well here. And it has even a second fake out to help it out, but like King Gambit covers for Ghost and Psychic types that Medicham doesn't want to face up against. And that mon is doing crazy damage.
Yeah, not much
this
is going to be surviving a close combat.
This team has a lot of good typings. Like
Primarina, Talonflame, Tinkaton, Rotom Heat.
Gambit.
Alright, let's rank it.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think this team is awesome.
I'd
I
say
think it's
S.
rocks.
It also
Tier for me.
Appleton Garganacl is a really nasty.
I honestly think this one might be
Skeletor.
better than Tae's right
Skeletor.
now, but that might be me being biased towards certain mons on this team.
Here's the one thing I will say before I put it on the tier list is that if something happens to Talonflame, whether it loses priority or it goes down prematurely, or you can still out the first Tailwind, then this team has to rely on Trick Room to go fast. Otherwise, it's going to be going second.
And the setter is Slowking, who's good but not amazing.
Right. Or Mega Man.
Or Medi.
Yeah. Which I think is valid if you properly like support it with like Tinkaton and whatnot. But I feel like the Trick Room mode of this is a little more obvious and thus maybe a little bit easier to prevent from going up, especially because your setters also share that ghost weakness, which, you know, King Gambit does pressure really well into. But then you have King Gambit outside of Trick Room. And then, you know, if you just have one ghost type and one fighting type, or just even coverage moves, you can kind of threaten them. So I think that limits the team a little bit, but that's...
One thing I noticed is that speed is kind of uncommon in this format.
We're going to see some faster teams later on. So far, I don't think we've had any crazy fast teams.
Megas have a lot of the speed that is available in the format.
Yeah, they do.
Which kind of forces you to bring your fast Mega, and most teams have two.
Yeah.
Yes, but you see, J-Star stole them.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what are we thinking?
I just wanted to say, if has the flying type and the water type is the Trick Room setters, which means they're both weak to electric. So you can always lead electric plus Feint and KO the speed control one. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
That's very true. That's actually like a really good observation, because Feint will go as long as Feint is +1 priority.
Yeah, Feint is +2, so it goes before.
Okay, yeah. So
telling everyone to
telling
everyone what to bring versus Keith.
Sorry, Keith. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is A.
At least you know what to expect.
That's how I'm feeling. I feel like maybe I like it a little bit better than Red Jolteon's, but it's kind of on par for me.
They're very close, yeah. Keeks is really pretty though. I like all the colors.
That's true. Aesthetically, very nice. Okay, Jay.
I think I'm putting it S personally, because I just think that the Medi
that is a Mega
core is
Gengar
really
plus
good.
Household.
Word.
Yeah, true. Okay, so Jay, Malakra Mawwiles. Jay is a top 4 like regional placement like champion, right? I think it was as a
AKA the GOAT.
Lily, right? Or Lule? I don't know how you pronounce it. Lil? Yeah. But yeah, top 4. So very good VGC player, but obviously we're not going based on the, you know, how good someone is. But they haven't been around here for a while, I think. So welcome back. We got a Mega Gengar team with Mega Altaria. So you got 2 Perish Trap users just right there. You have Mega Gengar immediately supported by Mouth Hold, which is huge. Redirect all those ghost moves away. Make people scared to click ghost moves in the first place. Friend Guard, because, you know, Mega Gengar is pretty frail, but often likes to rely on its bulk for a lot of its strategies. If it goes for that, like, Encore, Disable, Perish Trap kind of thing, where it's not just focused on dealing damage, I think Mousehold is a very good second pick and combo with that.
And Gengar,
I think the main thing you need
that are immune to Population Bomb.
Okay, you're never hitting Population Bomb. There's no wide lens.
There's no wide lens, unfortunately. Yeah,
it's
like Gravity.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which, I mean,
you gotta say Gravity, but Gravity's real.
Champions is lame.
That's not in the doc.
This is why I didn't stop.
Does Peck still have Frost Breath?
It does.
I'm
pretty sure. But yeah, sorry. Go.
Hello?
Pretty sure.
I was just gonna say, with Perish Trap modes, if we're talking about that, the main thing you want is Fake Out. With that, Intimidate is nice, which they have from Tauros, and Follow Me is nice for Mousehold as well. But if you're using Simipour as like a mon that switches in and out to fake stuff out and buy Mega Gengar turns, because Mousehold it's good at supporting Gengar, but it's really frail. It'll go down to a double attack almost every time, and you are probably going to be able to break the trap in that situation. You really want that like Incineroar or, you know, Scrafty Hitmontop kind of thing. Not that there's a lot of options like that in the format.
Yeah,
so
I think.
I personally, because the draft says, hello, Mega Gengar, Mousehold, even my Altaria has Perish Song, I think a lot of people are going to be coming prepared for that, and I want to evaluate the draft based on the other qualities.
I don't think that's the Mega... I don't think the Mega Gengar Mousehold is scariest in terms of Perish Trap. I think Mega Gengar has a lot more evil things it can do. Namely, you know, the one thing Jordan hates and complains about every single time.
Encore, yeah. I mean, this thing has very fast, annoying moves. And it's strong, but it's deceptive because its base power it's like 80. Or 90 at most, so it's going to be hitting hard, but it's not going to be getting.
It's so weak.
It's
you
like
have
it's only
no
going to
idea how weak this Pokemon is.
like things that it hits for week. Yeah, and I mean you are the Megan Gengar, or Megan
I
Gender.
will. Gender.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. This team has Rotom-Mow, it has Mudsdale, it has Aegislash, it has Pokemon that I think are fantastic. Mega Gengar, obviously, I've been on record many times saying that it is fraud central.
Oh,
But I think this
yeah.
team has cool enough other options that you can use Mega Gengar as like, look at this strong Pokemon. Actually, I'm aware that it's bad. I leave it on the bench, and I attack you instead with Mudsdale. The goat of all
Possibly.
goats.
I mean, let's talk about modes. For Trick Room, we have Slowbro. I don't think you're really going to see Mega Gengar setting up Trick Room very often, so it's mostly Slowbro. Which is a good Trick Room setter because of Oblivious, so you can't get taunted. That's always nice. Ghost is only, Mousehold versus the world here. Ghost is hitting everything for neutral or better, which is a little concerning when you have...
This team doesn't have a Dark type!
I
Everyone's
think a lot
leading
of
Ghost
people...
to Mega Gengar so they don't get trapped. You need a Dark type, bro!
Yeah. Yeah, something with... Well, we have some Sucker Punches at least, right? Like Decidueye.
I really don't see much synergy outside of
you're
the
super Ghost
Gengar
weak,
Mousehold.
and sometimes I feel like people just don't use Mega Gengar correctly.
Yeah, it's not an easy mon. It's a difficult Mega. I think Mudsteel is great. I think Mudsteel is one of the standouts.
Oh, it is
on
always
this team.
good. It is always good.
I think Mudsteel and Aegislash kind of have nice synergy with each other with like potential Wild Card, Earthquake kind of stuff. You also obviously have Altaria when it's in base form, and mostly Rotom-Mow. I mean, you have a classic Disquake if you can get Trick Room up, or just the slow Disquake mode.
Ace Mega with Cloud9 is going to come at one point.
Absolutely.
Trust.
I mean, there's so much weather in this format that a Cloud9 mon, if you're not running weather yourself, is always going to be really valuable. And though Mega Altaria isn't hitting for very hard, it's still going to be doing meaningful damage with like Pixelate Hyper Voices, and it's kind of hard to take down as well for a secondary Mega. So I don't dislike it. It's pretty well like positioned on the time chart.
It's Ghost plus Fairy, and you can just use regular Gengar and then Mega Evolve the Altaria.
Yeah,
True.
That's the thing. Both of these Megas
Itemless Gengar
are like bringable, quote unquote bringable. I think Altaria is more bringable outside of its Mega, because Gengar without its Mega really wants to have a Focus Sash or a Scarf. But Altaria Cloud9 is always going to be valuable. I don't know. I feel like this is not quite up to par with the rest. I'd probably put it in B. Like, I think it can do things. Its synergies are just not as obvious to me. What do you guys think?
It's good, but you have some pretty crippling weaknesses. Like, you don't want to be weak to Ghost.
Yeah, I think that's honestly
we're probably
the toughest thing here.
I think we're going to see some more teams that go in B that are better than this. So for me personally, because of the sin of Mega Gengar, I'm going to put it in C myself.
That's personal
But
bias.
if we want to keep it
Hey,
in B, that's right.
Sucker Punch Mega Gengar. Have you guys considered that? Okay,
I have not considered it, and I
Let's
think
move on,
that's
let's
for
move on.
good reason.
Okay.
Is weakness policy in the game?
No, it's not. It's not. Purple, coach of the Damascus Driftlums, also coming back to VBL after a couple seasons off. So welcome back. We got a Mega Skarmory and Mega Gyarados team.
Why is this team so wide? Why is the most expensive Pokemon Hydreigon?
It is a very wide team. Every single mon here is in a vacuum bringable. Ariados is very bringable. I mean, you can bring Ariados almost every single week, and it will always do something with redirection, right?
It will say
it will
sit there. It will sit there for one turn and then die.
And the other guys don't really want the Sash anyways, besides Salazzle. So
yeah,
you're kind of chilling, stopping it on Ariados.
Yeah.
I mean, Mega Skarmory.
Yeah, go ahead.
The deal with I think it's mostly going to be Mega Skarmory, honestly, because what does the type chart look like if it's regular Gyarados?
Let's look that in. It's pretty decent still.
Oh, never.
Yeah. It's not bad.
It's fine.
I mean, the flying weakness is pretty well like taken care of by Skarmory
Mhm.
and Rhyperior, and most flying types are physical attackers anyways. and
Yeah, if you
Klefki.
run Rock Slide with Skarmory, you are relying a lot on Rhyperior for defensive uses, and it is
Yeah.
famously weak with 2 4x weaknesses.
Yeah,
I do
I'm
want
not a
to say,
Some
having
wildcard
used
uses, yeah.
Skarmory and Gyarados in Champions, they're both Pokemon that you really are okay with bringing to the match and not megaing. So I think this team really has prioritized versatility. Skarmory, you can run like Iron Defense Body Press, Roost Protect, or Bruce Tailwind or whatever, and use it as the base form guy, and then just like catch someone off guard by randomly increasing your speed when they don't expect it.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Sturdy's always going to be useful. Weak armor is also really cool, and Gyarados Intimidate is always just
Weak armor.
really good, right?
Mhm.
And this team is really wide on the speed spectrum until you get to like these lower clamp, which it happens in Trick Room. You have a lot of similar speed tiers, but this is like one of the widest speed tiers I feel like we've seen so far. Like,
And yet it doesn't get that fast.
it
Yeah,
doesn't, right?
you don't
You
have
are
a
relying on Fake Out and then setting a Tailwind with like a Mega Skarmory or Hydreigon.
Fake Out from Salazzle though? I don't know.
I believe
I
it.
don't
also
I
have
believe
Gyarados.
it.
Gyarados.
You got Fake
So
Out, you
this-
got Encore. You can pressure protects on
That's
Fake Out
true.
and then Encore them in.
There's also
I think the
really
team is
good-
super wide and great, but maybe not
really
the
good.
most synergistic.
three really good TR setters, and you mentioned it was wide,
It's like a good stuff team.
but you do have multiple wild cards here, so
They do. So yeah, that
True.
rock weakness is a little better with wide guard users. Also, not to mention Klefki just making everything so bulky with screens, and Mega Gyarados
Yeah.
and Mega Skarmory are very bulky megas to begin with, especially Mega Gyarados, right? That Pokemon's just not going to die. Do we have like healing? I mean, we have redirection with Ariados. 50% Ala heal. We have Pollen Puff with
Pollen
Hydrapple.
Puff is real.
Yeah, no, this I think
Life
this team's
Steal
pretty
is
good.
less
I think it's
real.
I'd go for A tier. It's not like
Oh, wait, it's Life Steal?
there's something that
It gets Life 2 and
Wow.
Heal Pulse.
that's crazy.
I think this team, what the main thing it lacks,
Oh.
pretty obviously, is like one big threat. Like there's no Mega Charizard away,
Oh.
there's no Mega Kangaskhan, or something like that.
I just remembered why Hydreigon Salazzle was really good on a team.
Wait, so
Those two were
Because
really
Salazzle
good.
covers the fairy types.
It covers the fairy types. It covers the ice types. It can fake out to give
Fake
you
Out
tail
Tailwind.
to enable your tailwind. It can dragon cheer you. It can wisp a bunch of the physical attackers, and it
Dragon Cheer! This team has double Dragon Cheer! Oh, my god.
Yeah, I mean,
Said
I
that
think
as
it's a cool.
Scope Lens isn't. Scope Lens are not Razor Club, but Scope
Yeah.
Lens isn't.
and
Scope
also
Lens.
Hydreigon having levitate is really good for it.
Yeah, especially with Rhyperior
First
on
level?
this team.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this
Or
team.
just like
Or-
ground weakness coverage.
I'm pretty
I
big
like
on
it.
this team personally.
Mhm.
I would put it somewhere in A. I'd say honestly, I like it a little bit more than Red Jolteon's.
Can this
that's
team
probably
compete when it doesn't have one big major threat? Is like Gallade being your strongest damage dealer enough to break through?
yeah. I hope
Okay.
so.
I mean, the
Great.
skarmory
Well,
damage dealer is Mega
Arachnid does
Skarmory.
more, doesn't
Brave
it?
Bird off of 140 base attack is
Hey.
very strong, right?
It's good.
Arachnid Liquidation's
It's good.
Arachnid
Too big
really
damage.
strong. If you really need a breaker, or Rhyperior.
True. You can do the Dragon Dance Mega Gyarados. You can do the Nasty Pond Dragon.
Don't you also have coaching through Gallade? Not that it's necessarily
so,
something that's
yeah.
gonna bring it very often, but yeah. Yeah, personally, I'm feeling it kind of right here.
Mhm.
Right between Keith and Ridgel's young. Any last thoughts?
I think every team we're gonna say, wow, pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm impressed that with such a limited board, these teams have come together pretty well. Okay,
Real.
this is an interesting team. We got Vanilla, coach of the Castelia Chandelures, with a Mega mascot pick, Mega Chandelure,
Huge.
and Mega Dragonite. So we got two
How did
special
who
Megas.
invited Mega Dragonite? What the?
We have
What's
a
he
very
doing here?
obvious Trick Room mode with BBRAFF, Torkoal, and Mega Chandelure. Those three, synergize very well inside Trick Room.
And Rampardos, honestly.
And Rampardos, yeah. I mean, that's
slow
a real
enough.
threat. Toucanon, kind of. I mean, you're not going to bring Toucanon too often. I don't think it's... Unless it's like a really good matchup.
Okay. Here's the vision. Toucanon, base 75, stab, boom burst, next to Mega Chandelure.
Huge. You're 3-hit KOing something that has really low
Oh,
special
yeah.
defense.
I have no idea what Mega Dragonite's doing here. I feel
No, it's
like
actually pretty
No,
strong.
the vision is you set up sand with your Sandaconda, and then the Heliolisk dodges all the moves.
It's true.
Oh my god. No, you click manual Sandstorm, and then you have double Sand Veil, and Heliolisk clicks Glance, and Sandaconda clicks Minimize.
I love
Genius.
Heliolisk in this format, especially with so many weather setters, because you can run solar power when it's good and you'll get this huge, damage boost. But if you're going up against rain, it is such a great switch in to your like Torkoal, for example, your Mega Chandelure. That way you can reset weather later and then just heal back with dry skin. If they call it, you're going down. These defenses aren't surviving much unless it's on the special side and you have full HP.
Yeah, but what if you bring dry skin into a rain team and they don't bring their rain? Well, then you've won, I guess.
Yeah, you just don't bring Heliolisk.
then you
Yeah, then you don't bring Heliolisk.
Yeah, it sits on the bench.
And
This
if you
team
don't
has a
bring
very
rain
significant
against
rock
Torkoal.
weakness, though. This is pretty abysmal. No wide guard users.
Oh yeah, this is.
Are we aware
Don't
that
worry.
Hurricane is half accuracy in Sun?
Yeah, I don't know what
I
Mega
was trying to
Dragonite's
say that.
doing
I'm
here.
like, I have no idea what Dragonite does. I feel like it needs rain to
Okay.
maximize itself, and you did the opposite.
Maybe it's just base form Dragonite and the other was taken, and so you're just running itemless Dragonite, which is still real.
You know what? That's kind of true. Fake out Weavile, Dragon Dance, Mega Dragonite, and then just start clicking D-Claw, Scale Shot. I see that.
feel like when it comes, it's more likely to not Mega. Even if Mega Chandelure isn't like present.
Yeah, it's kind of a Mega Dragonite's such an interesting one because it loses 10 points in attack when you Mega. So it's kind of tough to bring unmega'd with the
Yeah.
stone. It doesn't help you that much.
I mean,
you
Air
get
Slash is
20 points
fine.
faster.
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, you can be faster.
But
If you run, I think,
Yeah.
Jolly Base Dragonite versus Adamant Mega Dragonite, you are still faster as Mega Dragonite and stronger. So that is something, even though you lose 10 points in attack. Not that that's necessarily
That's fair.
going to help so much.
If you start with Inner Focus,
The
you can
Mega
switch
gives
to
a lot of bulk,
multi-scale
right?
at any point, though.
Yeah, that too. So like, there are
I
use
could-
cases for Mega Dragon. I just feel like Mega Chandelure's the more clear Mega Pokemon here.
It doesn't make sense here as the most expensive guy besides Furry.
Yeah. But, I think Chandelure is really well positioned in this team. You cover its weaknesses really well. Weavile's here to threaten some other Pokemon. Heliolisk can threaten some of the water types. It's the only ghost weakness on a team, which I love to see when it's like clearly one of the main presences and threats. BBRAFF is a really good pair with it. Dark type.
And it's only one of 5 rock weaknesses, so
Yeah, well, that's other. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a
No
good
wide guard.
wide guard user on this team. I feel like that's the number one piece of advice I would give is find a wide guard user. This is kind of rough.
Yeah, Earthquake and Rock Slide.
Yeah, ground is a little bit rough too.
this team gets packed up by a Arrow Garchomp lead.
And
Is there a wide
you're
guard or
also not
none?
that fat. You're relying a lot on Icy Wind for speed control on the fast side with Weavile, right? I mean, obviously you want to be Trick Room most of the time, but it's
You
important
have
to also be able to go
Tailwind and
fast.
Toucanon.
Or just like put your opponent's Tailwinder to sleep with Victory Bell.
Yeah,
in the
okay,
sun.
yeah. Victory Bell is actually the fast mon on this team, right?
Yeah, but Victory Bell is not known for its reliability. I don't know. It has problems, but there's also a lot of sauce here.
it's
Yeah.
a fun team.
It
I don't-
looks fun.
No, if it's that good, but I think it'll be fun. It's probably kind of mid tier,
Yeah.
but I like a lot of the teams we've seen so far, so maybe lower
Top of
relative.
B.
Yeah, I think I'll put it above Jace. Honestly, I'm gonna move Jace down to C. Yeah, this team just doesn't make
Cinema.
sense to me. All right.
Cinema.
All right, we're almost there for
Okay,
the,
I did
for
it
the
already,
first
but-
the first division. We got Pancake, coach of the Paldea Pancakes, or it might be Paldean. I'm not sure. I might have miscopied it.
Fun.
We have the first rain team of the conference with Mega Meganium, which is so good in Rain. You have Incineroar, which I feel like is at its best in draft right now than compared to all of Scarlet and Violet.
I agree.
Mega Starmie, okay, I think this is maybe the strongest combination of Megas that we've seen so far, because physical attacker and special attacker. I mean, Starmie can also run special if it wants to. That do different
One's really
things.
fast, one's mid speed.
Yeah, and they
cover each other
right?
perfectly.
Yeah, they're really good.
Mega Meganium week 2 fire, week 2 poison. Mega Starmie hits fire and poison really well. Mega Starmie week 2 electric, has trouble hitting water. Meganium is a grass type.
Your only resistance to Hurricane is the Morpeko.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Opposing
but
Hurricane's
flying
gonna hurt
coverage
you.
isn't that common. Just
One,
like on Pokemon in general.
one thing I do want to note is that I feel like you're gonna have to really position Pelipper well in a weather matchup, because if you're trying to set manual, unless you're bringing Gengar to do it, which is not going to stay alive for very long, or just have rain dance on Mega Starmie, which could work. You typically want it to just be attacking. It's not so easy to set up rain with these other mons.
No. You have skill swap on Mega Starmie next to Pelipper, and then you use huge power Pelipper.
Crazy tech. That's crazy tech.
What purpose does Banette serve?
It does.
Or I guess
die.
Yeah, I feel just kind of like
2-point Bagmon.
But there's
pretty confusing.
so much sauce down there.
2-point mon.
It feels like they're
But it's slow and
it
frail.
feels like there is like a really, really good top core, and then there's some mons in the low tiers that just don't really make any sense.
I think the Bayonet I don't agree with, but
Everything else I
Morpeko
like.
being a cheap fake out mon I like. Beartic is the only Swift Swimmer that isn't Basket Legion.
Beartic's
Slowking
good.
turns on the Trick Room mode. I don't know.
I like skill swap on Tauros, where you get another Intimidate
I
activation.
feel like you could have
and
just
then
gotten
close
like
combat
Mega
nukes.
Banette and had that as your ghost.
Crazy.
And that would have been better.
I don't think you need Banette in general. I think Gengar is a good piece here just because you can attack grass types. And obviously Mega Meganium can also do that, but if you want to bring Mega Starmie, then Gengar can support it really well. But also the Encore and...
They don't have a ground type. They could pick up Steelix, I guess.
That might be better, because you cover...
They don't have a steel, and their type chart looks really good.
They have Scizor.
Scizor.
Yeah,
Scizor's a really good
I'm so
steal.
stupid.
No, I love Scizor and Rain. I got sniped.
I forgot that it was steel because it's red. I don't know.
No, it's so true. I will say, as far as positioning the Pelipper, Incineroar is the best positioning Pokemon in the game. And you have double Intimidate for really bulking out this team while hitting hard with Meganium, fast Beartic, mega fast, hard hitting Starmie.
Also, is just naturally
Slowking can chill
fast,
reception.
I'd say. You got 4 mons that are 100 and above, because I'm including Beartic with that, right? The team doesn't necessarily need Pelipper to click Tailwind to go fast, and you also obviously have Icy Wind that you can click on a Mega Starmie or Gengar.
A really good priority.
Yeah, no, I'm big on this team. I think it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of there are some things that could be changed slightly, but it's very good, especially with the top parts.
Yeah, I'd say maybe the only other thing that I'd be concerned about if I was Pancake was just watching out for ghost types. I mean, ghost is hard to cover, right? This is just.
I think you want your opponent to bring ghost types because Incin isn't going to be clicking Flare Blitz as much on this team.
Yeah.
So then you get more Throat Chop value.
It has a Throat Chop and Darkest Lariat. Yeah, I was going to say Incin is the best thing against it.
You're not bringing Slowking, Gengar, Bayonet, and Starmie to the same. No. Honestly, on any particular set of 4, I can't imagine you bring more than one of those together. Maybe Gengar and Starmie, but then you're doing hyper offensive stuff anyways.
I feel like Gengar and Starmie is a pretty reasonable pair. But yeah, I wouldn't expect more than 2.
The weaknesses that really, I think, matter more are the flying and rock weaknesses. Because you just don't really have good resists.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Drop the net. Pick up something pick up something that's going to do a little bit more at that 2 for your team, and I think, I mean, yeah, Banette's not really coming anyways.
Agree.
It's kind
Put
of
it in A.
But yeah.
I don't think rock is a huge deal because any stab rock types will get hit hard by Meganium, Pelipper, Stormy, Scizor, and
you have wide
coverage
guard.
rock slides,
You do have wide guard.
especially
You have
after
a very good
intimidated
wide
by
guard
instant, do like no damage.
Wait, what?
Overall, the team is just not super
Oh, right.
defensively sound. Like, there are a lot of weaknesses and not that many good typings, but it's meant to be going first and hitting hard.
Right. All right. I think this is an A-tier team.
I think
Yeah.
it's bottom of A tier, though.
This is my third favorite, but I'm putting it bottom of the A tier right now.
Red
behind
Jolteon's team.
Okay, and put it for hierarchy.
Okay, this is just like generally wider, but Pancakes is just such an oppressive and strong rain team that if you don't have a good matchup into it, I feel like it just can roll you over. And even if you do have weather to kind of set it off, it has tools to bring it back. Yeah.
I think Lucario is a trap. I really don't like.
Oh, we're moving on?
Lucario.
Oh, and Tuxmuck.
The Tux.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, Mega
Oh,
Lucario.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought we were done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's
This
oh,
team
Mega
is
Cooler.
so saucy. What the heck?
You got Whimsicott. Okay, well, it's Tuxmuck, so of course the first 2 Pokemon are Whimsicott and Typhlosion.
And Potion every goddamn time.
We're going to be clicking Tailwind, we're going to be clicking Eruption, and that's it. And we don't have Choice Specs, and we don't have Life Orb, so it's going to be doing less damage than you otherwise would normally do. You have to get up Sunny Day.
Charcoal is still not bad. On
Yeah,
that,
I know,
that guy.
it's good. I mean, you have
Yeah.
Kangaskhan, that's a really good Fake-Out user. And of course, you can do the funny, scrappy Last Respect set if you want to. Fake-Out just with Scrappy in general is really
That's
good.
the best set. I think
agree.
that's the default.
Scrappy Fake Out is also good to cover for threats against Typhlosion.
Last for specs?
This
Oh,
might
Last
be
Resort.
Last resort.
the fastest team
Last
we've
Resort.
seen in the format so far, just because of how
For the
good
Whimsicott,
is.
yeah.
And then everything else is
Dan
kind
is
of
just
naturally fast. Right.
Wait, why is Pidgeot here? The only thing that Pokemon does is click relatively fast Tailwind. Did you have Whimsicott?
I don't know.
Tuxmucks.
Is it
I
just a
expected
type
better
chart
of you.
fixer? Let's see. Is it
No.
No,
it's
it's a type,
nothing.
it's a type chart worsener. It gives you ground
It's a
immunity.
flying type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a
For Golurk?
a flying type. Yeah, you could. Yeah, for Tailwind plus Earthquake, I guess is what you're doing. We don't have to focus on Pidgeot.
Yeah.
We're not the olds, okay? We're the youngs.
Yeah, we focus on the big point ones, right?
This team has justified beat up.
It does. That's with what, Samurai? Hisui? No. Whimsicott.
Does
Whimsicott.
that have
Base form
beat up?
Lucario. Normal Lucario has
Base form
justified.
Lucario.
Yeah, but are you really
But, like,
surviving anything?
You don't. You're never gonna. I don't think you're ever actually gonna do that.
It's really hard to get.
Your
Good.
opponent also like they really don't want to click Protect in front of Whimsicott.
Yeah, it's just a waste
So
of
they're
time
always
and
gonna attack.
Encore.
The top
Oh, that's
three
fair.
kind of are annoyed by fire moves. Whimsicott is weak to them. Typhlosion, they resist Eruption, and then Mega Lucario is weak to them as well. And your first resist down the type chart and only resist besides Typhlosion is the Samurott. And then Abomasnow doesn't like them as well.
Hmm.
I think you're relying on Golurk and Samurott to hit them, which I'm
I
not
think
in love
Samurot's
with.
I
Pretty
think
good,
Samurot's a
though.
very
I like
strong
the
pick here,
Hammer.
but
I think that's
it's
really good value.
doing too much. Like there's a lot of reliance on it. I think you're playing with fire types is just beat them down quickly.
Yeah,
The move for
I have to
5
say
is
I-
really good value.
that's true. That's
It
true.
is. It is.
I think that Samurott's going to come a lot
Mhm.
for like that Firewater Grass Core and the
Mhm.
very darkened Ghost Work all together. I love my girl Hatterene. Having used Hatterene without a Psychic Terrain, so disappointing.
I also think it doesn't
And
fit well on
you-
the team.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
yeah,
it
Yeah.
fills that typing. If Whimsicott had Psychic Terrain instead of Misty Terrain, then it would be amazing. For
I mean,
manual,
it's
all
mostly
but it
here just
doesn't.
We
to,
did
to be a
something
trick room attacker and set it up, right? It's going to set up trick room. It's going to do 50%
Yeah.
to something, and then you can take it out the rest of it with Mega Golurk.
Then you have Spiritomb. It's here for Healing Wish. You Healing Wish, and then you bring out Typhlosion for a second Eruption Blast.
Yeah, I mean these two are just like alternate trick room users, but you're not really going to bring them together very often.
I guess they don't share weaknesses, at least.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mega Golurk. Unseen Fist works with high horsepower, and that's about it. Unless you're running like a...
Bulky
No,
Rush.
no,
Headlong
no.
Rush.
It works with Headlong
Headlong
Rush.
Oh, that's right. You have Headlong Rush now. I forgot about
Well,
that.
Headland Rush is already 100% accurate.
Unseen
Also,
Fist
you
is
don't have
not no
those-
guard.
Yeah,
Unseen
it
Fist is
goes
history protect.
through protect, but only
yeah,
quarter
I'm
damage.
I'm
now.
thinking
So
about
you set up Trick Room
base
and
Scholar.
then
Okay,
they
Mega
can't protect through it.
Golurk is one of
And
his
Unseen
strongest
Fist,
in the format.
unlike
with Poltergeist.
Urshifu, Golurk has non-contact moves it wants to use.
Yeah,
True.
I mean,
Yeah, it
Poltergeist-
wants to use Poltergeist, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Or else you're clicking Shadow Punch.
Or Stone Edge, or Earthquake, or...
This thing's not clicking
Yeah,
quick
true.
on this team very often.
This thing's clicking Headlong Rush.
Yeah.
It's
Headlong Rush.
clicking
Pidgeot's
Headlong Rush.
for-
Yeah.
Pidgeot's
Poltergeist is
for
still just
Earthquake.
so good anyways, though. It's strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Fake Tears, Whimsicott with Mega Lucario can do something. Same with Typhlosion, Hisui.
That's true.
I just feel like this team
I think this
can
team-
be shut down if you can shut down Whimsicott, or just let it
Yeah.
stay on the field forever, not really doing anything. And that's
The defensive pieces really don't exist.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
kind
pretty
of
frail in
do
general.
funny stuff, and then
With this kind
if
of
Mega
team with
Golurk doesn't kill everything, I die.
Golurk and Lucario, I feel like you kind of would want to see a redirection Pokemon, and you don't have that here.
Yeah.
You don't have any Intimidates to switch into
Also-
lower attacking stats. You can Light Screen with Whimsicott, so you can help a little bit at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this team's okay. I'd compare it
Also-
probably to Vanilla's, I'd say.
I'd say maybe like top of B.
Yeah, I was saying.
I think
was
this is my
also
least favorite
comparing
team
to
so far.
Vanilla's.
I like this team less than.
I think I
The-
also like
the
it less than
Mawwiles.
Vanilla's, but do I like it less than Jay's?
I
I just think Tux's team. They have strong offense, but I don't believe that it's strong enough, and then they lack a lot of the other like glue and consistency.
They also
I don't know.
don't really
I don't know. It's
have-
fun. It's really fun.
So
Yeah.
look at this fairy
They don't really
weakness.
have like a real Trick Room mode.
Fairy
like,
types are
Hatterene-
Well,
Hatterene is the Trick Room mode.
Yeah, well, and
Hatterene,
Golurk.
Spiritomb, Mega Golurk.
Abomasnow,
I
the
get it.
one
Mega
time you're
Golurk,
bringing it this
yeah.
season. Yeah,
Mega Golurk
Abomasnow
would
as your
actually just really good
anti-weather
in
Pokemon is not what you want to see, because Sandstorm and Sun teams are going to beat this just
Yeah.
based on typing alone. I mean, it's going to be good into
yeah,
rain.
even
That's
when
about it.
hails up or snow.
Yeah.
But then you have Whimsicott anyways for anti-weather. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Wims is the
Whimsicott.
better anti-weather Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put it top of C. That's my personal thought.
Yeah, I'm putting
I'm always right.
bottom of C. I
Okay.
think.
All right, and that's Charizard done. That's the tier list for Charizard.